Welcome back, everyone, to the TV show spoiler review here on Max Talk Stories. And today we're talking season 2, episode 4, Heart of the TVA of the new episode of Loki on Disney Plus. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews. I talk box office, as well as do movie franchise rankings. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on episode 4, the halfway point of season 2 of Loki? What did you think of the episode? Where do you think the season will move forward following this episode? A lot of unanswered questions. Can't wait to get into it. I do respond to every single comment, so definitely comment down below. Let's have a fun conversation here. Also, please like the video. The thumbs up button down below helps the YouTube algorithm out. So the more you guys like the videos, the more my video will be recommended to other people. So please hit that like button down below. So this is another great episode of Loki, turning out to be so far a great season of television that I haven't really felt for Marvel in a long time. Really great stuff. And this episode has a huge cliffhanger ending, setting up the other half, the second half of this show. Well, obviously, we're beyond the halfway point. We have only 2 episodes left. Sorry, excuse me. We only have 2 episodes left of this show, but huge cliffhanger. And I just really enjoyed this episode. Now, a big reason why I enjoyed this episode is, again, there is a sense of intensity, and we need to get stuff done now that I just think the season 1 didn't have, which is not the fault of season 1, but this season has so much momentum to it because there's just not a lot of time to do things in the time of the show. So everything's moving really quickly and the intensity is all the way up. And I really enjoyed that once again with episode 4. We saw the ruthlessness of Renslayer in this episode, a really great scene from a filmmaking perspective, with the opening scene with Renslayer looking at kind of like a digital model of a flashback scene of Kang and of Renslayer. It was so well made. And I was really impressed that how well it looks from a filmmaking perspective. And I just love another great scene. We're going to go through a lot of the great scenes in this episode, but when Sylvie just goes at Mobius, I thought that was a really well done scene. And I thought it was Sophie DiMartino's probably best performance as the character, and probably my favorite Sylvie scene so far in this entire show, where Mobius is kind of like, we're just going to get pie, OB, Timely, they have this handled. And she's like, you guys brought me here for a reason. Why am I even here if you're just going to leave them to it? And so much is on the line, and we're just going to go get pie. And she just goes off and like, you haven't even checked that you're on the timeline. You don't care about that person who has your life is living on the timeline. You just don't know. And this is just another bad day at work for you, but for people, they're losing lives. And I really found that to be a really great scene. Another just excellent dynamic that I was not expecting was the dynamic between Victor Timely and OB, because again, Victor Timely was given the book, the handbook of the TVA by Renslayer and Miss Minutes at the beginning of last episode, when Timely was a child. And obviously OB is the one who wrote the book, so they meet each other. Timely's a big fan of OB, but then OB says he learned everything in this handbook from Victor Timely. So you kind of have that timeline, time jumping logic here with OB and Timely inspiring each other. Kind of the keys of the TVA really could be between the two of them. Their dynamic was really awesome. I love when they did that kind of Back to the Future joke of this whole setup of this thing with OB, and Moby's like, it's okay, you did a great job, and OB's smiling about it, which I thought was a really awesome scene. And then you get a really great scene as well. I think this is the best episode we've gotten of Sylvie, with a conversation where the pies are with Loki and Sylvie. And Loki's like, it's not just your timeline we're trying to save and all these different things. And we end on, Sylvie saying it just seems like we're trying to play God, because Loki said, our job is to be better than he who remains. Do a better job of running the TVA than he who remains. But then, when Sylvie says we're trying to play like gods, Loki kind of steps in, we get a wide shot, and Loki says we are gods, which is the truth. And they're not trying to play gods, they are gods. And that's kind of this reality of the situation. So we get to this huge, big part of the episode, which is the ending of the episode. So after, Renslayer and X5 and Miss Minutes kill the other TVA members in the prison, and, B-15 looks, we get basically, the only part I didn't love about the episode is that Timely leaves the situation because he's infatuated with a hot cocoa machine, which I'm cool with him being really fascinated in, but I don't love the excuse of them just being like, oh, just take him to the hot cocoa machine. I wasn't a huge fan of that. So X5 takes Victor back to, Renslayer. Got a really great scene of Miss Minutes basically being destroyed because they reboot the system. Really great animation style, putting her over He Who Remains His face. I thought was really smart. X5 then prunes Renslayer after being the magic done by Sylvie. And we get this big ending to the episode, which is a huge cliffhanger, which is that they need someone to walk out and to execute this thing. Loki says he'll do it, but Victor says if anything goes wrong, I really just need to be the person doing it. So Victor goes out, and Victor is destroyed, spaghetti style, basically the way, like, very similar, just got spaghetti style killed, and everyone's in shock. That Victor just dies instantly when he walks out. Huge surprise. Thought Victor would kind of be the main version of Ken we got throughout this season. Maybe not yet. So then we get this cliffhanger. Everyone's like, what's going on? We lost, and it looks like the timeline explodes. And we cut to black. I am really interested in to see where this show takes us. We've now, as fans, caught up to the official critics, who also got the first 4 episodes. So no one knows what's happening now, the next 2 episodes here of the show. But I am so interested to see where the show takes us moving forward. So that's my thoughts. A really great episode of Loki. Jonathan Majors does a great job, as always, as Victor Timely. I think Sophie DiMartino is like the MVP of this episode, as her performance as Sylvie is really excellent in this episode. Great philosophical discussions, great action, great intensity. Just really like this episode. So what are your thoughts on Loki season 2? I'm really loving this season so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. More TV show reviews are coming, including season 7 of Big Mouth, season 1 of Goosebumps. More reviews are coming. I'll see you guys soon.